Welcome back, everyone, to the Cobra Trading Channel. Today, we have a special guest for you, one of our prime partners, Ask Edgar. We have JJ, one of the co-founders here, to explain to you how you can utilize Ask Edgar to give you a better edge in your trading. Take it away, JJ.
Everyone, thank you for taking the time to check out this demo, and also thank you Cobra Trading for having me as a part of their special guest series. I actually recently switched to Cobra from Interactive Brokers earlier this year, and it's been fantastic. So AskEdgar is a web app that helps traders and investors, or makes it easier for traders and investors to find the things they're looking for in SEC filings, news, and earnings transcripts. I'd say the main difference between AskEdgar and sites like bamsec.com and the sec.gov website is our use of AI. And I'll walk through a specific example to show some of that functionality. And at the end of the day, we're just trying to make it easier for traders to uncover the potential agenda behind a stock move. And oftentimes there is an underlying agenda when you get a big stock move, whether that's that the company's trying to raise money, to facilitate an exit for a large holder, to avoid delisting, a number of reasons, and oftentimes those can be found in the SEC filings. So right now we're on this specific ticker page, AKTS. We're on the filings tab, and I'll kind of walk through the different tabs here. So AKTS had this big gap here back on May 22nd, well over 100%. And we can jump into the filings and look at the recent ones to see if we can find out if there is a potential agenda. And so we use AI to generate these filing titles as well. And as you can see here, actually just 2 days before the gap up, you see this jury verdict in the Cobra litigation. And this was not released as news. So if you weren't looking at the SEC filings, you would not be aware of this. And then if you click on this icon here, you can actually read the summary. What we'll do is we'll split it up in these sections: summary, key upcoming dates, timelines, catalysts, dollar amount, share amounts, prices, or percentages. The reason why we do this is because oftentimes these are kind of the important categories you're looking for in a filing, like the numbers. You can see here the jury awarded Corvo, the plaintiff, $8 million in damages. So that's a pretty big deal. You can see their market cap is only $10 million. So even just a few seconds, a couple clicks, we can already start to see a potential agenda, which is that they might need to raise money. And we also will flag a lot of this stuff in the insights. So we have this section here, catalyst and key dates, which can be very useful to quickly scan through to see if there's anything positive or negative upcoming. So positive things, if there's might be upcoming good news, you can kind of buy ahead of that news. If there's something negative, you could short ahead of that. If you're swinging long, if companies coming out with late stage clinical trial data, you can avoid getting yourself into some trouble. So it can be very useful. We also have this section for financial condition, which basically pulls from the latest financial report. As you can see here, it'll flag, how long they expect their cash to last, recent financing activities, a couple other things. You can see that this company says that they believe their cash will be sufficient to fund operations into the third quarter of 2025. But then you can also see in this risk section that the outcome of the trial could severely impact the company's liquidity and reduce the duration their cash would last and create an urgent need for liquidity. So again, we're starting to see a potential agenda here. And now we can look further into our next tab, dilution, to see if they could do, a dilutive offering, which could lower the stock price ultimately. So here in this dilution tab, we have a few sections here. You can see the historical offerings, ATMs, things like that. What we're looking for is if they have a pending offering, an S1, or a shelf that they can raise from, an S3 shelf. As you can see, they do. So they do have the ability to raise. And sure enough, they did do that. So we go to another tab here, news. We can see that actually the day of the gap, they did the offering, and is actually, I think, later in the afternoon of that day. We'll also summarize this information as well. So you can get the quick summary, you can view the full article, you can even chat with it as well. Moving on to our final tab, we have the earnings tab, which is all the earnings calls. Again, we'll also summarize this information as well, so you can kind of get a quick glance in what's going on with the company. You can actually see the litigation update here. If you click into it, we use AI to generate the section. So again, it's easy to kind of skip ahead to what might be important. So in this case, we might skip ahead to look at the litigation details. And you see this chat bot here on the right. We could also ask questions. And this chat bot will be on every transcript or filing, or as you saw in the news, pages so that you can ask questions, particularly useful for longer, more confusing articles. And then, of course, we have a chat bot on the homepage. You can see here I'm asking, what is the Delaware trial? I could ask a simple question, what does the company do? Just an easy way to get quick answers about the company, financial details, stuff like that, anything that's in the filings, really. And then if you wanted to do deeper research, we have this multiple filings chat where you can ask questions across multiple filings. So if you click on this link here, it takes you into this interface. And what you can do is you can type in a keyword, and then it brings up the filings that match those keywords. And then you can ask a question across all those filings. So if I wanted to say, list out the details of the Corvo litigation in chronological order. So then it'll go through all the filings and then come up with the answer, and it lists the sources here as well if you wanted to go into each individual one. So this is essentially more for deeper research. That's pretty much it. I guess the other difference between us and other research apps is we have a nice Discord community, particularly for momentum traders, traders that trade like top gainers and stuff like that. What we'll do is we'll actually go through and research the top gainers of the morning and post that in our research channel. So it'll be like pre-market research. So that way you don't have to do a whole lot of digging through this stuff yourself. So we'll actually post that research, stuff like this, in the morning before the market opens. And that's it. Thank you again for checking out this demo, and thank you, Cobra, for having me.
Thank you so much, JJ, for explaining Ask Edgar. If you are interested in looking at this software, feel free to click the links below or go to cobratrading.com, click the live chat feature, and ask for more information.